Now we are coming to the next broad topic, which is titled as South Asian English. South Asian English is nothing but English spoken by the people who come under the South Asia. And of course, the Indians, and then the Pakistanis, and then the Sri Lankans. Okay, so all these people who speak English, that English will come under South Asian English. And in this topic, we are going to again see what is the variations in English created by the South Asian speakers of English when compared to that of British English. Okay, so mainly what is the difference between British English and South Asian English? That is the main concern of this topic. So very clearly in the textbook itself they have given as points. So first talking about the phonetics and phonology. Phonetics and phonology is nothing but the difference in the sound system, the pronunciation. So that is what we are going to see under this subtopic, phonetics and phonology. So what is the characteristics of sound system of South Asian English? So the point 1, they are talking about the substitution of one type of sounds for another. So when we are looking into the sounds like t and d in British English, what type of changes that we make in South Asian English is, instead of pronouncing the sound t, we pronounce it as th. Okay, we give a type of stress. It is not exactly stress, but we just give a pressure. Similarly, the English sound d, when the South Asian pronounce, how they pronounce is th. Okay, giving a pressure when we pronounce the sound d. So this is one type of example that come under substitution of one type of sound for another. So you will understand when I'm just giving you an example with a word. For example, when you are pronouncing the word sound, no, s, ow, n, d. That is what is the phonetic transcription of the word sound, s, ow, n, d. So how to pronounce this word? Simply sound. That will be the British English. But when the South Asian pronounce the same word, how do they pronounce this? Sound. Understood? So what is the difference here? When you are pronouncing the word d, we give an extra pressure which is not found in the native speakers of English. Okay, so they pronounce it as sound. South Asians pronounce it as sound. Okay, so the d will be pressured. So that is what is the substitution of one type of sound for another. Clear? So in the second point, they talk about the difference in the elements of phonological unit. Okay, so certain sounds like f, and then this one is th, and this is the. Okay, that is f, and this one is the, and this one is the. So this is what is in the British English. But when the same sounds are realized in South Asian English, we don't pronounce the word as f. They are not realized as f. Okay, as in British English, instead of f, how it is realized in South Asian English is p. P. Okay. Similarly, instead of the th sound in British English, how it is realized in South Asian English is th. Okay, th. In similar way, the sound in British English is realized as either d or d. Okay, d or d. D. So these are the few differences that come under the elements of phonological units. Clear? And thirdly, they talk about the consonant clusters. So what do you mean by consonant clusters? You know what is called as consonants, isn't it? So when we are talking about consonant clusters, when you have more than one consonant in a sequence, that is called as consonant cluster. For example, if you see here, sa is one consonant and ka is another consonant. And here in this sound system, you have more than one consonant. How many consonants we have here? we have two consonants, isn't it? So this is a consonant cluster. Clear? Similar way, one more example. They are given one consonant sir, and just beside you have another consonant l. Okay, again this is a consonant cluster because you have more than one consonant here. And one more example, they have one consonant sir and another consonant p just beside. So again this becomes a consonant cluster because you have more than one consonant here. Clear? So this is called as consonant clusters. So when you have this type of consonant clusters in word initial position, okay, so in the word initial position, if you have consonant clusters, the South Asian speakers, especially the speakers of Hindi and Urdu, they don't give the exact pronunciation as it is in British English. Okay, for example, they have given the word school. So here sa, k, u, l. That will be the phonetic transcription of the word school. Sa, k, u, l. If you check the initial position, you have two consonants here. That is sa and k. Okay. Sa and k together you have as they have written here. So sa, k, u, l will become school. So since you have consonant cluster at the word initial in the word school, this will not be pronounced properly, especially by the Hindi and Urdu speakers. So how do they pronounce the word school? They pronounce it as is school. Okay, so they simply add the sound e just before the consonant cluster sa and k. Okay, and similar way they have given one more example, speech. Okay, so here again you have two consonants at the initial position, that is sa and p. Okay, so here how do they pronounce the speakers of Hindi and Urdu? They don't pronounce it as speech but is speech. Again they intrude one e before the consonant cluster sa and p. So what happens to the pronunciation? E, sa, p, e, ch. Okay, it becomes is speech. So this is again one variation in the pronunciation, especially by the Hindu and Urdu speakers of English. And in the last point, they talk about the rhythm of South Asian English, which is similar to that of syllable timed. Okay, so when the South Asian people speak English, it will have the rhythm which will count according to the syllables in the word. Okay, so wherever we break the word into syllables, accordingly our rhythm of spoken English will vary. But whereas the native speakers of English, they depend their rhythm according to the stress that they give to a sentence or a word. Okay, so the native English speakers, that is British English, it is stress timed. Okay, whereas the South Asian English, it is syllable timed. So why it is called a syllable time? Because we count the syllables wherever there is syllable, accordingly the rhythm will change. But whereas the British English, they depend their rhythm on the stress, where they give stress. Okay, so this is the last difference between the South Asian English and the British English. So far we have seen 4 points under phonetics and phonology. The first one being substitution of one type of sounds for another. Second one is a difference in the elements of phonological unit. And third one is talking about the consonant cluster, distribution of speech sounds in the consonant cluster. And the last one is the rhythm used by the South Asian English, which is syllable timed.